Greetings, adventurers one and all, and welcome to Syker's Tales, Call of the Netherdeep. I am Sykersomatic, or Shawn if you prefer, and I am the host of Syker's Tales, my online D&D for hire business through Roll20. In 2022, I launched Syker's Tales and quickly met my first full-time campaign group. Alan, Brian, Katie, and Luke became that group, and evolved from customers to true friends. We have completed 2 campaigns together so far, but this audio of Critical Role's Call of the Netherdeep represents our first attempt at releasing our gaming group's adventures to the public. I hope you'll enjoy this playthrough and share in our story. And without further ado, let's begin.
Character sheets up, dice in hand, and let's jump into our session 1 of Critical Role's Call of the Netherdeep. Thanks you guys for being here. Let's get to it. Like many of the heroic legends that echo through the annals of Exandrian history, our tale begins in peace, or what passes for peace, in Jigow at festival time. Your party has arrived in the city of Jigow during the city's annual Festival of Merit, and this adventure takes place in the realm of Xhorhas. Jigow is located in northern Xhorhas on the banks of the Emerald Gulch and the Ifalong River, an amalgamation of coastal villages originally settled by several nomadic clans of orcs and goblins. Jigow is now home to humans and other folks as well. And though your party does not yet know it, they are braced for a meeting with fate. But they are not the only ones. They will not be the only party challenged by fate itself. And tonight we will discover what fate lies in store for our heroes. As we begin, Critical Role, Call of the Netherdeep. Not my best intro, but it'll do.
I loved it.
You did just fine.
Thanks, buddy. All right, let's turn some music on. Let's get to it. So, as stated, your party is headed on its way to the village of Jigow. And as mentioned, it is located in northern Xhorhas on the banks of the Emerald Gulch. And it's probably a village not like many others, as your standard fantasy sort of setting would probably state that, like, most villages would be, like, full of halflings, dwarves, that sort of thing. That is not the case for Jigow. Jigow has been originally settled by several nomadic clans of orcs and goblins. And, an interesting sight in fantasy, of course, but one we are going to absolutely enjoy. So let me drop out the party marker here to show you guys sitting in Jigow, and let's get going with our adventure itself. You guys have entered a place known as the Jumble. It's a large district of tangled roads and single-story buildings in the village of in the town of Jigow. And throngs of people, most of them orcs and goblins, move through the streets, laughing, singing, running, and sightseeing. All are enthralled by the raucous sights and sounds of the town's Festival of Merit. You hear snippets of conversations as people pass by, a goblin mother telling her children not to go near the baby horizon-backed tortoises, a drow guard in shining insectile armor complaining to his partner that his gauntlet was crushed by a hulking orc while arm wrestling, and a pair of young orcs in swimwear hollering as they rush towards the banks of the Ifalong River. All around you, colorful signs and banners point towards festival booths surrounded by cheering people. On this street alone, you can see a meat pie eating contest near a shop mounted on the back of a massive tortoise. On the other side of the road, a banner emblazoned with the words "Riddles and Rhymes, Unbeatable Riddles," and that banner points towards a 3-story temple in the center of the Jumble. The town and the festival is yours to explore, but first, we must meet our party. As we begin, our camera swoops over this sort of festival feeling as people are running to and fro and enjoying the sights and sounds and the smells, of course, of this festival, this festive occasion. And as our camera swoops in, we're going to focus on the first of our characters. And so since this is a recording at this point, I'm going to go ahead and ask that the party go ahead and introduce themselves in whatever way they feel comfortable with for, publication. And we are going to start with the character known as Venn. So, Venn, if you would be so kind, go ahead and give us our first introduction of this campaign.
All right. My name is Katie, and I am playing Venn. So, Venn is a tiefling, uh, wearing mostly black clothes, robes, and not really wearing any armor. She has black horns that curl around like ram horns, and on either side of her face, and she is decorated with colorful jewelry, mostly pink and purple, necklaces, rings, those types of things. And she also carries a Taroka deck, which she would probably be, you know, she'd probably have it on in a little carrier on her belt right now as they walk through the town. But she has a hood up and is just kind of quietly observing people as they walk by, giving friendly smiles to any children she sees. She's got black hair and rather tan skin.
All right. And with that, you may go ahead and take inspiration for your character. Let me ask you this, Venn. Are you interested in? Is there a particular type of shall we say, festival game or party game that you might be interested in here at this festival?
Maybe not any games, but she would be interested in any kind of musical performances that were uh, happening.
All right. So, should there be any musical performances, I'll make sure and go ahead and let you know about that. But for now, it seems that, of course, the entire situation is mostly just mirth and merriment. And yeah, so we'll move on from there. Standing near Venn is the individual known as Rook. Rook, would you like to introduce yourself to us, please?
Yep, my name is Luke, and I'm playing Rook. Rook is a human dressed in like pretty heavy armor covered in black cloth with symbols of the raven on it. His armor's all covered in like soot to darken it. It's not like shiny, it's armor for fighting, not for showing off. He wears his helmet most times, and he carries a large sword and a big tower shield, which is like the big square Roman shields. And he's just kind of, casually walking around, hanging out, having a good time. He's down to party.
Okay. To go ahead and take inspiration for that introduction there, Rook. And are there any sort of tests of, any sort of contests that you might be interested in?
Yeah, he always likes to test his strength.
Okay.
Make sure he's holding up his skills.
Fantastic. And as such, I will say this, that you are seeing a one particular sign of interest, Rook, as you're looking at the list of games for the Festival of Merit. And off in this direction, it seems that there is an arm wrestling contest heading in that direction. And you recall the drow that were speaking about getting their gauntlets crushed in that arm wrestling contest. So perhaps something to consider. And then, as we move on, standing next to Rook, taking in all of the information, is the individual known as Magnus. Magnus, take it away.
My name is Brian Houston, and I am playing Magnus. Magnus is somewhat battle-scarred. He wears a reddish hood. He's got kind of like a bandolier almost, kind of a belt that has different little things hanging off of it. He also has a skull mask that he uses for being able to see in the dark and other tactical uses. He probably right now is kind of looking around, just taking in his surroundings, just cautious, but he's always like that. But yeah, he's just tries to keep a mind about it and just kind of keeping an eye out on things, looking at what the other people are doing.
Fair enough. And I'll ask you the same question. Do you have any sort of games or riddles or anything like that you might be interested in?
I think Magnus is excited to get involved in some shenanigans. So, I mean, anything involving intelligence or maybe dexterity, possibly some constitution.
Okay. You do see that there is a sign that points you to the south. that says Riddles and Rhymes is the location there. And that is certainly might be a fair test of your intellect, Magnus. But all the same, go ahead and take inspiration. And finally, we have the individual known as C. C? Go ahead.
So you see a almost 7-foot tall deathbot, kind of a mix between an HK-47 assassin droid from Star Wars, a Geth from Mass Effect, and the armor of a Space Marine from Warhammer 40k. The thick armor is a dark, tarnished, painted gunmetal with glowing LED lighting from where the plates separate. The head helmet is shaped vaguely cat-like with a bright pink and white polka dot bow on top of the head. Her eyes' optic sensors glow the same bright pink as her core light and paint. On her back, she has a large cloud strife buster sword with a pink leather wrapped around the hilt and a small symbol like a Hello Kitty on a keychain affixed to the pommel. On her right thigh, she has 3 jagged, like spear-like projectiles that are like physically attached to like the metal and everything, like, you know, parts. And then she's carrying a large canvas backpack that she tried to paint a rainbow onto the back of, but because it's not made for paint, it's kind of like scrubbed off in rain and stuff like this. This is the Childcare Integrated Teacher/Defender Unit, known as Kitty.
And who is playing Kitty, please?
Oh, I'm Alan.
Hi, Alan. And I am your humble dungeon master, Sykersomatic, although I do also go by Shawn on occasion. So thank you all for being part of this situation, and I hope that everybody will enjoy the campaign. Let's get to it. The town, as I say, the town is yours to explore, my friends. So, as you guys are drinking in this sort of festival, these festivities, and, you know, understanding the festival as it moves and begins to sway, there is another thing I need to point out, is that your party has been traveling together for some time now. You have been through perhaps maybe members of the party have come and gone, but you guys do kind of trust one another at this point. So we can avoid any sort of statements of like, why should we trust you, or that sort of thing. We can bypass all that. Everybody in this party understands that everyone else in the party is probably relatively trustworthy. So with that in mind, as you guys are drinking in all of this scenery and, revelry, what would you guys like to do?
Well, I suppose we came here for a reason. So, do you guys want to check out some of these things?
It's a celebration. We should celebrate, shouldn't we?
Yeah, then let's go for it. I see the pie eating contest over there, and riddles. What about you, Rook?
Oh, I heard there was an arm wrestling competition down the way. And when there's arm wrestling, there's always good ale, too, so...
So, do you think we should probably split up here? What do you think, C?
Kitty.
Oh, kitties.
Basically, Kitty didn't hear the question. She's kind of wandering, and Venn probably needs to chase her down to get her to come back to the party. She's very childlike. But after she comes back, oh, the arm wrestling sounds fun. I hope there's a petting zoo.
Could be. I mean, there's a lot of animals. Will you see those freaking turtles?
Kitty, you did see that there is indeed an event called Herding the Horizonbacks available, where gigantic Horizonback turtles are apparently need to be relocated, and that is in this direction.
Okay. I'll probably just stick with Venn now that who's probably doing some wrangling of me as I chase, kind of see the animals and everything that's interesting. I'm very interested in all of it.
I wonder if there's some sort of magic show. I know that magic isn't rare around these parts, but I'm sure that the kids would get a kick out of it. Is there anything like that around?
You're talking like the real stuff, or like the ones where, they kind of fake it, but, it's still really fun?
Something entertaining.
Well, here's the thing, guys. With these challenges, you do know that there are things that you can earn known as... there are different magical medals where you guys can actually earn these sort of small magical trinkets in exchange for winning one of these contests. 7 to collect in all, in fact.
All right.
Ah.
So, do we want to divide and conquer here, or should we go to each event together?
I think the 4 of us should be able to gather 7 pieces pretty easily.
I think we should stick together.
All right. I like the way you think there, Kitty. Well,
Then allow me, my friends, to tell you the games available. So, first of all, there's the best pies in the jumble, which is a meat pie eating contest. There is the one-shot solution, which is apparently a maze if you can navigate the maze in one try without coming to a dead end. Over on the Ifalon River is the Ifalon Plunge. Some distance offshore in the Ifalon River, a rusted spear is lodged into a weathered piece of a pier that has long since rotted away. The concept is apparently to race to get the spear. There is, as mentioned, the arm wrestling contest in the Aurora Watch Soldier Station. And the Wet Walks Paddywhack over here, where the members of the Gakthosh and Uvaro Goblin clans time their rice paddy harvest to coincide with the Festival of Merit, so it turns the mundane act of harvesting into a spirited competition. As mentioned, we have the Herding the Horizonbacks. This year's brood of young Horizonback tortoises must be relocated from the Wet Walks to the Jumble. And lastly, riddles and rhymes. One of Jigow's elders is fond of making up riddles, and he has come up with several new ones for the festival this year. Which direction would the party like to go?
The closest one is the rice patties, it looks like.
Well, if we're going to hit them all, we might as well get it over with.
Yeah. Get some rice. Cool.
How do you get rice?
From plants.
Oh.
I don't know how the stuff is made. I think it's grown. I mean, obviously they have plants there.
It grows, and then it's sheared.
Well, I suppose let's find out, huh?
Well, it sounds to me like the party's heading to the Paddywhack.
Woo!
You guys walk a short distance down the jumbled streets and finally arrive at the Paddywhack event. On the western edge of the jumble, the docks rise upward from the river to run alongside wooden shacks built on stilts, casting crooked shadows over the wetlands below. Some areas of the wetlands have been cordoned off to create rice paddies, which are now ready for harvest. Blue and green banners wave over one end of the docks, where 2 elderly goblin farmers preside over the contest. As you approach, one of them hollers out in a reedy voice, "You know how it goes. First team to harvest the rice from their section wins." And here's what you guys see. So a pair of these goblins that are kind of standing by, they see your party approaching, and the sort of elderly goblin hops down from his thing and sees your party approach and says, Good, we have another team available. Hello.
Hi.
So, have you guys ever done any sort of, some paddywhacking before? This your first time at the festival?
This is my first time.
Well,
At a
good.
festival.
Yes. And what do you think so far, my large friend?
It's really cool.
Oh, well, yes. I'm glad you think so. So, here for the paddywhack, eh? Well, I need a team of 2 of you participating in this event. And we need to work out before you enter in. We need to designate whom is the cutter and whom is the gatherer. And the cutter is going to cut the stalks down, and the gatherer is going to gather them up and prepare them for drying. Easy enough.
I'll cut the stacks.
Okay.
Well, Kitty, I don't mind joining you.
Well, can we make 2 groups? I mean, maybe me and Rook could team up.
Nope. Of course. I mean, that's perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, we might as well give it a shot.
I mean, more hands in the pot, right?
Indeed. Increase our chances.
So, that said, all right then. So he gestures to Kitty and Venn and says, "Very well, who among... Now, I assume this one here is going to be the cutter, and you, young lady, are going to be the gatherer. Is that right?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Good. The goblin gestures, and another goblin brings up a large sickle and hands the sickle off to Kitty. And at that point, he then turns to Rook and Magnus and asks the same question. So, who's the cutter amongst you two?
Right here, he'll be the cutter.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'll cut. I think that makes more sense.
Yep.
All right. The goblin grabs another sickle and hands it off to Rook. All right. So, this way. And Beetle, the other goblin, directs everybody over to the rice paddies that they are responsible for. And it appears that you're going to be responsible for a 20-foot long, 5-foot wide strip of a paddy. And Beetle goes on. He says, "On my signal, you race to harvest your strip." And you guys see the other teams that are participating in this race. You see an imposing female orc and her rambunctious son, and a pair of drow siblings who wear broad-brimmed straw hats and constantly bicker with one another. So, Beetle will send the signal here in just a moment, but we need to talk about what's going to happen. So, at the end of each minute here, we're going to have the team's cutter making an athletics check. On a success, the cutter will clear a section of paddy, and once a section has been cleared, the gatherer must make a sleight of hand check.
Katie, you're proficient in sleight of hand, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Not so much on this.
That would be fine. You can roll it.
Oh, wait.
At least I got a bonus stat to it, okay? At least
Yeah.
I've got something.
Just kidding. I have a +2, but I'm not proficient.
Oh.
I just have good dex.
We're good.
This is
Hell
the
yeah.
one skill I have.
Well,
We got this.
could I
Yes.
consult my Taroka deck before we begin?
That sounds to me like an ability of some kind. What are you up to over there?
I just want to know what my it's a long thing, but I'll explain it. Basically, I roll a d12 and it tells me what my bardic inspo can do for until the next long rest.
And this, I think, is a good time to tell everybody what kind of subclass you're running today and your character class as well.
Yes. So Venn is a bard, a spirits bard. And so she uses her Taroka deck as her, basically her spiritual focus, cast spells and to do her bardic inspiration. So she will draw a card from the Taroka deck, which basically determines what flavor her bardic inspiration gives until she rolls it again.
Looks like this is a 1d12. Am I correct about that?
Yes.
Okay, then give us that roll.
And I have them all written down elsewhere so that I don't have to repost this every time. But yeah.
Sure. Okay. And it looks like a 5, so we have the Tail of the Avenger. For 1 minute, any creature that hits the target with a melee attack takes force damage equal to a roll of your bardic inspiration die. Interesting.
So that minute doesn't start until I give bardic to somebody. So it's just kind of on the back burner.
Okay, fantastic. Is anybody else going to be starting any pregame spells or anything like that we need to be aware of?
I think I'm good.
I don't think so. I think we're good.
Okay. Then fantastic.
I
All right, then.
considered it.
Well, in that case, it is time to harvest some rice. So let's get to that, shall we? All right. So the idea here is that we're going to be clearing. So the idea is to clear all 4 5-foot squares from their strip of paddy. Wins. All right. So let's begin. All right. As Beetle blows his reed whistle, you guys begin to cut and gather. Cutters, let's have your athletics roll, please. Okay.
Oh, shoot. I had it. Sorry. Just take the... Do you want me to re-roll or take the 8?
Is the 8 valid, or
I didn't roll with. I accidentally rolled with advantage.
We'll just take the 8. That's fine.
Okay.
Okay, so no worries there. All right. So looks like all right. So Kitty, you begin to cut the rice as best you can. But it's not going very well because you've never cut rice before, I imagine. The orc team is cutting quite well, and they have rolled a decent roll. The drow team is keeping pace, but they are nothing compared to Rook, who is hacking through rice as best as possible. And so, because of that, see here. So Kitty does not, in fact, get the 5-foot square section of the patty cleared, and so Venn will have to wait to get to the next one. So let's see here. And all the rest of the other teams did manage to get theirs cleared. And so Rook, go ahead and let us know how it is you're slicing through these with aplomb.
So he is just back and forth like crazy. Like he grew up as a farmer harvesting wheat, but so this is not much different. He's going back. He'll step into it, cut through, step back, step forward, cut through, and he'll look up and see Kitty kind of struggling, like doesn't really understand the scythe, and he'll go, "Kitty, lock your elbows," and then he'll go back to it.
The drow are keeping pace with you as best they can, Rook, and they're throwing you these sort of snide, but also sort of jabbing, sort of looks as like, "Who'll keep up with you yet, my boy?"
You can try.
And so at the end of that one, that concludes that 3 teams have gotten cleared, but 1 team has not. So that will put Kitty's team behind by 1. All right. So as the patties begin to get cleared, the gatherers step in. Venn, you will not be able to gather because your patty isn't clear. So let's have those sleight of hand checks to gather everything up.
Okay.
And I need to roll for the opposing teams.
Come on. Woof.
Okay, as a bad roll from Magnus as well, but it's not a great roll for the orc team either, as they fail to gather up theirs. And let's see how the drow do at this point.
Just see Magnus fumbling. Shit.
The drow team managed to get theirs cleared, and the drow have completed patty number 1. So, the next team will have to see here. Okay, patty number 2, as the contest moves on. Kitty, you will still have to clear patty number 1 unless you want to move on to number 2. That is your decision.
I'll stay with 1.
Okay. Magnus, you failed to gather up, and Venn, you didn't get the chance. So, okay. So, patty number 1 will be reattempted by the first party, and the drow will move on to number 2. All right. So, patty number 2 begins. Let's start with the cutters one more time. Cutters, cut away.
There we go.
Okay.
Good roll.
Kitty's back in it.
Knew you could
Chops
do
the
it,
whole
Kitty.
swath in one go. Just fucking
See how the
whoosh.
drow do. Ooh, natural 20 for the drow.
Yikes.
Okay, the drow gets number 2 nailed out. Kitty clears patty number 1, hacking through that. Kitty, describe how you bring yourself back into it.
I think the first round, I think it's very important everyone knows Kitty is a robot, but she's not smart. I think she tried to stab with the scythe round 1 because she didn't have an example of what to do. But once she saw everyone else do well, she figured it out, and she's very strong.
Fantastic. All right. So, okay, gatherers, your sleight of hand checks, please. I need to re-roll this one for the orc team. Oof, orcs still have not moved on from patty 1. Okay.
Gotta be kidding me with these rolls.
Venn and Magnus have cleared your patties. Patty number 1 is complete for both teams.
Oh, good.
Good job, Katie.
So the orcs are falling behind, but patty number 1 has been cleared. Rook, did you move on to the second patty? Because it seems like you did, right?
Yep.
So Magnus has just fallen behind. All right, so Venn is now cleared patty number 1. Let's see how the drow do with the gathering on the second one. They That's the orc gathering, and so let's do the drow gathering. The drow have succeeded in gathering patty number 2. So the drow at this point have a commanding lead. And I need to see, and I believe the orcs have gathered patty number 1 at this point. Actually, no, they haven't. The orcs have fallen behind. They still have not cleared patty number 1. Okay, so that takes care of that. Let's move on to patty number 3, or patty number 2, just depending on where it is that you are. And let's begin. Once again, Cutters, let's have your check. Okay, Kitty has completed patty number 2. Rook has completed patty number 3. Let's see. The orcs have succeeded in clearing patty number 3. And the drow fail to clear patty number 3.
Woo!
So they will get slowed down by that. Kitty has yet to move on to patty number 3. Gatherers, your turn. Sleight of hand checks.
Come on.
Hey,
Yeah.
Venn has cleared patty number 2, as has Magnus cleared patty number 2. And, okay. So, move on with that, and the orcs have to check again. Okay, so the orcs have cleared patty number 2, and the drow are stuck because they cannot clear patty number 3. All right, so let me write down patty number 4 next for those that are ahead. Okay, we are on to patty number 3. Cutters, take your cut.
Oh, it's so close to a 20.
So close.
All right, the third patty is cleared for Kitty. Rook, you have failed to clear patty number 4. The orcs have cleared patty number 4, but they are stuck behind bundling patty number 3. The drow have failed to clear patty number 3 on the last one, but this time they have succeeded in clearing that patty. So the drow are trying to catch back up. Okay, gatherers. Let's have that gather check. Okay. Venn has failed to gather patty number 3. Magnus, you have succeeded in gathering patty number 3. Right, and I need the checks for the orcs. Okay, so the orcs have failed to clear patty number 3, or to gather patty 3, and the drow have succeeded in clearing in gathering patty number 3. So the okay, so the orcs are sort of in the lead with the cutting, but the party is in the lead with the gathering and cutting. With Rook and Magnus. Patty number 4, the final patty of this event. Let's see who makes it to the finish line. Cutters, take your cut. All right. Kitty has failed to clear patty number 4. Rook, you have successfully cleared patty number 4. Okay, and the orcs have already cleared patty number 4. So let's see how the drow do. The drow have failed to clear patty number 4. So, we might be looking at a tie between the orcs, maybe. No, the orcs have not gathered yet, so I need to fix that. Okay, gatherers, let's see you get cleaned up here.
Come on, Magnus.
Come on.
Put your back into it.
I'm trying, but it's really difficult.
Orcs have failed to clear patty number 3. Venn has failed to clear patty number 3, gather patty number 3. And Magnus has failed to gather patty number 4. All right. And the drow still do not have patty number 4 cleared. All right, so we're just going to keep going. Back to the cutters. We don't have a winner just yet, so cutters, one more from the top. You're trying to clear patty number 4. Kitty has failed to clear patty number 4. Okay. Rook, you've already cleared patty number 4, so you're just waiting for your gatherer now.
Yep.
The orcs have cleared, so just waiting on their gatherer. And the drow have to try, so the drow have failed to clear patty number 4. So, really, at the moment, no change. Gatherers, your turn. Okay, another failure from Venn, unfortunately. But Magnus, you have cleared patty number 4, and the orcs probably can't clear it up. And with that, that is a winner. Rook and Magnus have won the patty patty whack. Well done.
Rook will run over and pick Magnus up by the legs.
Oh, shit. My back, Rook, my back. Oh,
Great job, brother. And I'll set him down.
All right, there's a great cheer that comes up from the people watching the whole thing, and Beetle blows this sort of bent trumpet. or probably more like does one of those. And so first place, Beetle and Zag approach Rook and Magnus and present you guys with a fantastic, with a copper medal engraved with a sheaf of ice hung on a necklace woven of reeds. And this gets identified for you as the Medal of the Wetlands. When you use an action to trace the edge of this metal, difficult terrain doesn't cost you extra movement for 1 hour. Once this property has been used, it can't be used again, and the metal becomes non-magical.
Oh.
Seems helpful.
It's not attunement either.
No, it's a common magic item, so no attunement required.
Magnus, would you like to hold our winnings?
Yeah, sure. I'll hold on to it. Let's see.
I'll give it to Magnus, and I'll go shake the hands of everyone who competed.
Sure.
The orcs and the drow are, do return the handshakes, Rook, as Beetle and Zag, go, we'll get another one here going on. Still plenty of more race to clear. But team has been successful. You guys have one of the medals. Well done.
All right.
Nice.
You guys want to be the very best, like no one ever was.
Oh no.
Gotta catch them all.
I think sometime during that, when they were close enough, Kitty came up stomped up from behind and gave you guys like a big group hug because she's really broad and big.
Kitty, my back. Oh god, my back.
Magnus, we gotta take you to see a chiropractor or something.
It's you guys. Honestly, you guys need to stop with the bear hugs. It's a real problem. Oh god.
I think they're nice.
No, I appreciate them. Trust me, Venn. I just...
Fist bumps from now on. Got it.
Yeah, or high fives. I mean, I have to jump, but it's still fine.
Kitty looks really dejected and sad.
Oh no. No, trust me, I appreciate him. I told you I appreciate it. I just can't. I hurt.
She doesn't say anything. She just is very obviously saddened by no hugs.
All right, well, how about you take the medal? You want the medal?
No, you can keep it.
Okay.
I'm fine.
Light hugs? How about I hug you? Does that work better?
Sure. I love
Okay.
hugs.
All right, I bring in hugs. I hug Kitty.
She's happy again.
Okay, see, compromises.
And I think it's really important. She doesn't have a mouth, if that makes any sense. So
Sure.
it's all just full body, giant little girl behavior.
Like the stomp of the foot for no hugs.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Some little energy on that one.
there's next the pie eating contest. That was just down this way, right?
And there's riddles too, I believe.
Oh yes, riddles. I could be good at those. I don't know.
I think riddles would be fun myself.
Shall we do riddles? They seem to be right next to each other.
Sure.
Let's do the riddles.
Riddle time.
I wonder if I'm good at riddles.
Hey, you never know until you try, right?
Right.
All right. So let's get to it. So you guys are heading towards the riddle booth. So moving along, you guys see the meat pie eating contest over here in this corner. Across from the way, you also see what appears to be a temple of sorts. The walls of this 3-story temple are crafted from semi-translucent glass that seems to glow with its own faint light. The building, shaped like a dodecahedron, is dedicated to the Luxon, the first radiance and patron deity of the Kryn dynasty. But all the same, you guys carry on and move towards the riddle booth. At the riddle booth, you guys see an elderly goblin in blue robes presiding over a set of 3 tables. One table holds a wooden box. The second displays a glittering star map of the Exandrian sky, and the third rests on a row of colored bottles. A banner hanging over the setup reads, "Test your wit with me against these riddles 3." As your party approaches, the elderly goblin stands. Welcome. I am Elder Kolbu Kaz, and I have created these puzzles to test your mental majesty. Do you care to give it a try? There's a medal in it for the winner.
It sounds like fun. All right. What do you got?
Excellent, excellent. Now, as you are looking over the whole thing, he says, first of all, there is a cost to be part of this. Each attempt to answer one riddle will cost you 2 silver pieces to enter. Answering at least 2 of the riddles correctly is enough to win the contest.
All right. 2 silvers. Here you go.
Thank you, thank you. Do any of your comrades wish to participate?
I will join.
Wonderful, wonderful. 2 silver from you, young lady.
I will give that.
Kitty, you want to try your luck at riddles? I can pay for it if you don't have any money. I'm not much of a riddler myself.
I pull out and I'm like, the silver ones are these, right?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, that looks right.
I'll give 2 silver.
Okay, 2 silver.
Vin, why is Kitty loaded?
Well, she's been traveling with me for quite some time, and I'd like to make sure she can cover herself if she needs to.
It's truly impressive. Gotta appreciate independent people. All right.
And as a side note, when you don't have to buy rations.
Yeah.
All right, so Magnus, Rook, no, not Rook, Kitty, Venn, you're participating. Rook, you're not?
Yep, I'm sitting out.
Okay.
I'm shit at riddles.
That's fair. Okay. And furthermore, there are, of course, various other challengers, but one catches your eye. There is a sort of this sort of ethereal, shadowy drow who is also taking a sort of like a mental sort of note of the riddles themselves, and he sees your party lining up to be part of the riddle game, and he sort of just turns to you and he looks over at you, Magnus, and as he does so, he just sort of you get the impression that the drow is sort of silently assessing you, Magnus, but confident, the drow just sort of slightly inclines his head towards you.
Can I help you, buddy?
Me?
Yeah, I'm not talking to anybody else.
No, I don't believe you can. I'm just assessing my competition.
Well,
Hi, my name's Kitty. What's yours?
Hello. I've never seen someone so unique.
Thank you.
You're welcome. He holds out a hand to you and in expectations, and he says, I am Galsariad Ardith, and I'm going to win this competition. No offense, of course, but that's just what's going to happen.
That's okay. That's exciting.
awfully cocky of you, but I suppose we'll see.
Did you have a premonition about your winnings? Is that how you know?
No, I'm just that good.
You didn't look at the
Oh,
answers
so
before coming
you're-
here. Sorry about that, Venn. Go ahead.
It's probably best you cut me off anyways. He wouldn't like what I had to say.
Hmm.
Then I suppose we will simply have to see who is the best at these riddles, won't we? But his eyes don't leave Magnus very, very long. The other two party members, he kind of just seems to kind of brush off, in a way, Kitty and Venn. But Magnus, he keeps his attention focused on you as if he sees you as the threat.
Well, suppose we can make it interesting if you want.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And I suppose that could be arranged.
Hmm.
I have all full confidence in my abilities. I hope you have the same in yours. Shall we say a full gold piece to the winner?
A full gold piece. Maybe I should make it more personal. Nah, I wouldn't be that mean to you. It's all in fun, right? I get kind of uncomfortably close to him.
And what do you mean by personal?
Nah, gold is fine. Let's go with that.
Fine. He produces a gold piece out of his pouch.
I'll put one out too.
Kitty will take one
This'll
out.
be this'll be fun for the first riddle, right?
Well, I think it should be winner take all at the end of the purse. That seems to make more sense to me.
Sound a little, sound chicken to me, but yeah, all right, we'll go with that.
Spare me your jibes, human. I'm not particularly interested. It's either a gold piece. Let's do a gold piece for the entire setup, shall we?
Fine.
I think that's plenty interesting.
Gotta love these things.
He looks over at Rook and says, Can I trust you to hold the purse until contest is over?
Of course.
Galsariad places the gold piece in your hand and gestures to the rest of the party to do the same.
I did the same.
Assuming you trust your comrade to hold the purse, of course.
Oh, with my life.
Good.
I give you a coin too, even though I was not involved.
Good job, Kitty. I appreciate the
I'll
backup.
put one in to support Magnus.
Oh, well, if I win, you'll get your gold back.
Well then, let's begin. And the elder, the goblin priest, the elder says, well, things are gonna get interesting, it seems. Then let's begin. All right, for everyone that is participating, what riddle would you like to attempt to solve? We have the wooden box. Yeah, the wooden box, the star map of the Exandrian sky, and the row of colored bottles.
I'll go to the colored bottles.
I will go for the stars.
We'll do the box.
Galsariad will attempt to... he's going to start with the box, I think. And remember, you have to solve 2 out of 3 at least to win. All right, so let's start with the box as Galsariad and Magnus look it over. With the box, actually, I'm just going to read them all off, just in case just to try and figure out who's going to do what. All right, so the box is on this table is a locked wooden box and 4 metal keys. On a placard beside the box is written the following riddle in common. Bronze, copper, silver, gold. Ancient ones from tales of old. Match the key to the box's lock. A mistaken choice begets a shock. All right. As for the star map, the following riddle is attached to that in common. The star map resting on this table depicts the moons and constellations visible in the Exandrian night sky, accompanied by the following riddle in common. 2 birds sit in a speckled field, one silver and calm, one scarlet with woe. Nigh all year the red one yields to silver's illusions, mischief, and sheltering glow. And the bottles... On this table are a row of 7 small bottles filled with colored liquids, and the following riddle in common. 2 of us are brewed from blight, and always sat to purple's right. 3 are juice, and 1 burns like flame, and no 2 colors taste the same. Even flasks hold naught but pain, and shade of sky will leave a stain. Though tasty are those at each end, neither is the winner's friend. A puzzle for the keen and wise. Drink the light to claim your prize. All right. So let's go back to the box for a minute. I'm trying to organize this a little bit. It's a bit odd, but those are the riddles that are on each one. So, Magnus, let's start with you. What would you like to do?
I'd like to investigate the keys and the locks to see if there are any markings.
Okay. The keys are one of a different metal. 1 bronze, 1 copper, 1 silver, and 1 gold.
Okay.
An examination of the box reveals that its lock is shaped like a dragon with a fluted crest, and the edges of the box are decorated with engravings of pearls and shells.
The box is decorated in pearls and shells, right? So 1 silver and palm and 1 scarlet. Is the first half of the... I'm reading the text here. The gets a shock, and then the 2 birds sit in a speckled field.
Stop at a mistaken choice begets a shock, because that's the end of your riddle.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. Okay. What do the locks look like? Any...
The lock is shaped like a dragon with a fluted crest, and the edges of the box are decorated with engravings of pearls and shells.
Is it a silver dragon that's water? I'll try silver.
You grab the silver key and insert it into the lock, and kindly make me a dexterity saving throw as you are blasted by lightning. There we go. You succeed, and the lock emits an electrical shock. And Elder and Galsariad goes, "Oh, bad luck."
Well, win them all.
Meanwhile, the star riddle. So, as mentioned, Venn, the star map resting this table depicts the moons and constellations visible in the Exandrian night sky, accompanied by the following riddle, which starts from 2 birds sit in a speckled field and ends with 2 silvers illusions. What would you like to do?
So it's just the map?
Yes, it is a map of the moons and constellations visible in the Exandrian night sky.
Okay. Is it a colored map? Can I...
Yes, it is indeed a colored map.
Okay. I guess, so I will look for, like, a scarlet star on the map.
Okay. Let's see here. Give me a perception roll, please. All right. So, with that check, you determine that there is only one red object on the star map, and that is the moon of Ruidus. Or Ruidus, I think. Ruidus. Thank you.
All right. And is it part of... Are the constellations, like, on the map, or...
Yes, they are.
Like, drawn out? Is it part of any particular constellation?
No, it is not any particular part of the constellation.
Okay. All right, and then I guess I will look for the silver moon, and knowing that the scarlet one is a moon, I'm going to look specifically for a silver moon.
You do see that give me I'll tell you what, give me a history or religion check, please.
Let's see what's better. They are the same. Okay.
Ooh, okay. So you're having trouble, like, kind of like piecing all these, some of this together. But you're just looking for a silver object at this point, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So there are many, like, sort of like white, sort of like silvered objects on the thing there. None of them particularly stand out to you with that result.
So, could you type out the name of the moon that I had already discovered?
Yeah. Ruidus can do.
Ruidus. Okay. I'll tell the whoever is running the riddles, the goblin
The elder.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'll tell him the scarlet bird is Ruidus, isn't it?
It might be, little one, it might be. And if that is so, then and if that is so, then perhaps what might be the silver bird,
I will look for the silver shape that is closest to Ruidus on the map.
Okay. The other silver shape that is closest to Ruidus is the other moon of Exandria, Catha. Or Catha, whichever. Somebody wants to give me the pronunciation. Catha.
Gatha.
Yeah, it's Gatha.
Alright. I will say that then. I will point to it on the map and I'll say, it must be Catha.
And the elder, like, taps his nose, and you have passed the star's challenge, Venn. Well done.
Nice.
Table number 3, however, as Kitty looks over the row of bottles. Okay, Kitty. Once again, your riddle. So, starting with the 2 of us and ending with drink the light. So, Kitty, the bottles on the table are as follows. Bottle number 1 is a purple. The bottle number 1 is a purple bottle. These are numbered from left to right, by the way. Bottle number 2 is green. Bottle number 3 is sky blue. Bottle number 4 is white. Bottle number 5 is purple. Bottle number 6 is green again. And bottle number 7 is red.
Which one are the purple ones?
Purple bottle is number 1 and number 5.
Oh, okay. I'll point the white one and then indicate that I can't drink it because I don't have a mouth.
The elder goes,
Can I be her taste tester?
Or I can.
It's irregular, but I suppose that would be fine.
I will look at Kitty and I'll say, I hope you're right about this, and then I will drink it.
You drink the white bottle.
Yes.
Constitution saving throw, please, as you have chosen the incorrect bottle.
All right. Constitution save.
Okay. You have failed. You take 1 fire damage from the overwhelmingly spicy pepper oil.
Party.
I'm resistant.
Okay, then you take 1 you still take 1 fire damage, all the same. It's a minimum of 1. So the elder chuckles and goes, "Oh, too bad. One more guess, and one more guess, my robotic friend. But if you fail again, then that will be the end of your challenge."
Oh, the purple, the 1, 2, 3, 4. The 5th purple.
Bottle number 5. Okay,
Yeah.
Venn.
All right. Venn is still like, scraping her tongue on her teeth, trying to get the taste out from the last bottle, and then she takes the purple one and says, "I hope this is a strong liquor," and she drinks it.
You drink, and okay. As you drink, there is a sudden glow that comes from your body, and that was the correct bottle. So what is it? Glow potion. You feel the warmth settling in your stomach as your skin begins to emit dim silvery light out to a range of 5 feet for 1 minute. And Kitty, you have passed the bottle challenge.
Nice.
Pretty. It's a good thing that there wasn't any pink poisons there, or I'd be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Galsariad is going to attempt to solve the box riddle. So I need to make a check out of him. Let's see here. Someone gets shocked by lightning after an incorrect guess, so his check is reduced thanks to that. Magnus, you get the impression that Galsariad allowed you to go first so he could watch you fail.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get a check from him. Oh, interesting. He looks at you and he goes, "Fool, it was clearly the gold key." As he picks up the gold key and places it into the lock, gives it a turn, and he, in turn, gets zapped. He makes a dexterity saving throw. And he fails. And he takes 2 lightning damage from that. I also need to place Galsariad's token on the table, so let me get that done.
Rook's in the background cackling. He's loving this.
Yeah, Venn is laughing.
Watching Venn drink spicy shit and then start glowing. And now watching this guy get these 2 people over here just getting shocked like idiots. He's so glad he sat out.
So there's Galsariad.
At least I managed
He
to let
suffers
go.
2 damage. All right. Let's try that again, shall we?
How about my turn? I didn't get 2 tries.
Nor did I.
Mm-hmm.
It's bronze.
Yeah, I didn't fully catch the riddle, unfortunately. But anyways,
Well,
do I
Sure.
do I get to go? Yeah, I guess I'll do the bronze one.
All right.
Jeez.
so you put the bronze key in the lock. You see a Galsariad go, "Ugh," groans as you turn the key and open the lock. All right.
What's in the box?
The box. See here. The box inside is a sort of dancing bronze dragon.
Ah.
And Magnus, you have passed the box challenge.
Thank God it's not a
Boom.
And Galsariad, I believe at that point, Galsariad has been defeated because the rest of you heard the answers to the others. So I think that's going to do it. And so, as such, Magnus, the elder orc, Elder Kobaz, says, "We have a winner!" And to you, he hands over a medal that is sculpted and painted to look like the head of a fox. And to you, Magnus, he presents the Medal of Wit.
Magnus, you're quite good at these challenges.
I honestly think that Kitty should get this one. I was honestly very impressed with how she completed that.
No, I think you should have it.
It doesn't feel right.
You're either my second or my third best friend. You should have it.
Well, at least there's a number. All right. I'll go ahead and take it. Let's see. So you can press
Kitty,
this medal to your temple.
Have you met
as an
many people that
action.
aren't one of your best friends?
I've met lots of people.
I just assumed you had a couple hundred.
They're not
Yeah,
all
I just
my.
assumed you had a couple hundred.
They're not all my best friends. I think you guys are my only best friends, but I have lots
Okay.
of friends.
Of course. What's not to like, right?
Right.
So Galsariad finally, finishes the whole thing, and he looks over at Magnus, and and he looks at you and says, "All right, I know when I've been beaten." And he looks over at Rook and says, "Distribute the gold as you will."
You just give everyone their gold back in Magnus too.
How
Yeah.
about you give Kitty that
Okay.
one?
Kitty, extra gold for you.
Even though she's loaded. My God, but still.
Look, then I got 2 coins.
What was your name, human?
Good job.
Mine?
Yes,
It's Magnus.
Magnus. Well, I can admit when I have been defeated, Magnus. I had not put a lot of stock in the wit of humans, but it appears that your cunning is a cut above that of most everyone else in this backwater. Tell me, do you plan on participating in the grand finale at sundown? I'd certainly be interested in testing my wits against you.
Oh, surely. I mean, we're here for the festival, so
Hmm.
I'd imagine we'd be a part of everything.
I think so too. Perhaps then we will be the ones standing at the final challenge. But I must take my leave. My party is around here somewhere. It was a pleasure meeting you, Magnus, although perhaps maybe I'll get the better of you next time.
I mean, heck, it's just all fun, right?
Both men like you and I, men of intellect and cunning, see everything as a serious challenge. I hope that you agree.
Afraid not. You have a good one, though.
Goodbye, it was really nice to meet you.
Yes. Good day to all of you. And with that, Galsariad makes his way back into the the festival.
Venn flips him off as he's walking away.
What does that mean?
Well,
It means that he's never going to be as good a friend to me as you are.
Cool.
guy was really full of himself. All right.
All right. And with that, I think it is time to go ahead and take a break. So let's go ahead and do that. So, you guys just finished the riddle booth and have indeed won the Medal of... What was that thing called? The Medal of Wit, I believe. Medal of Wit. Yeah, the Medal of Wit. And so, where would you guys like to go to next? That's 2 medals out of 7.
Well, I've worked up an appetite.
A pie eating contest sounds good.
All right.
Okay.
Were there any
Oh.
events going on at the temple, or is that its own thing?
The temple is just its own thing. You don't see any events for that, unfortunately.
Okay.
But it sounds to me like we're off to a pie eating contest. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Mhm.
So, let's get you over there. I have a handout for you guys.
Oh.
Oh, those turtles look cool.
Nice.
The savory scents of meat, pastry, and spices fill the air around a 3-story building mounted on the back of a gigantic tortoise. A cooking stand and festival stage with a long table are set up at the tortoise's feet, where an orc stands over a massive oven. She bustles from the oven to the stage and back, placing delicious-looking hand pies at each seat and stacking more of them on a cooling rack nearby. People are already gathered on stage, and as you approach, the orc calls out in a melodic baritone. "Come to sample the best meat pies this side of the waste, yes? I sell them for meals up there, but I'm running pie-eating contests here all day if you got an orc-sized stomach. What would you guys like to do?
All right. I say we give it a try.
Yeah.
All right.
And,
Kitty literally wanders away and just sits like Indian style beneath the turtle and just looks at it.
The turtle just sort of like looks down at you, Kitty, and sort of just studying you in turn.
Because she can't participate, even though she has the stats for it.
right.
I think I will stay with Kitty. I don't really eat meat.
Then we shall eat pies in your honor, Kitty.
I don't eat meat either.
I don't know that you eat much of anything, but I do appreciate the sentiment you have with that. All right, here comes a hug. Here comes in for a hug.
Kitty's really excited and like has her hands up above you, like shaking because she wants to give you a hug back, but she's respecting your wishes.
You could try to do it lightly. Just, maybe put the hands just over the back and maybe do patting.
I just pat your head, and it's a little too hard, but not
Okay.
like injury hard.
Yeah, no, I just bit my tongue a little bit that time. It's fine. It's fine. That was beautiful. Good job, Kitty. Thank you.
I go sit down with the turtle.
All right.
The orc sees Rook and Magnus approaching. In for the contest, lads!
Oh, yeah.
All right. That's going to be 5 silver pieces each to enter the contest.
I'll cover us.
Oh, all right. Free lunch.
All right. The orc, by the name of Agatha Silverspoon, she's moving from counter to counter, definitely slicing a variety of cooked and spiced meats and folding them into pie crusts and placing them in the oven. But she takes your money and gestures you towards the raised platform next to her cooking station, where 2 people are already seated. A cocky male drow flexing his muscles, pointing at people at the crowd and winking, and a female halfling who's sitting very still with a smirk upon her face. As you 2 take your seats.
I think she's the one to worry about. All right.
As you guys sit down and take your places, the orc, Agatha, she says, "All right, so on my signal, you can start eating." And this is going to be Constitution checks, is what this is going to be, and also saving throws as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my helmet off.
Holy shit, that's what you look like.
Rook, what do you look like under the helmet?
He's got kind of pretty close shaved head that he just shaves himself with a dagger, and there's a lot of scars. He's got a chunk missing out of the top of his ear. He's got a vertical scar that runs down his left eye. He's got a kind of a busted lip right now. He's been in a couple of fights. But other than that, fairly nondescript.
All right.
Always a pleasure to see that face. All right, let's go.
Let's get the pie eating contest underway. Okay. So the way this is going to work is eating pies require constitution checks. After so long, the DC will begin to increase, and the person who eats the most pies before failing the check is the winner. Ties are possible. Let's get to it. I need to check my other characters. Okay. And my NPCs are ready to go, and let's start with the first pie. Okay, constitution checks, everybody.
Not save checks, right?
Not saves. This is a con check to start this off. Okay.
Ooh.
So, you guys put away the first pie without issue. The entire group does. Then it goes... But now on the second pie, this is where it starts getting difficult. The drow fails, and so you all made through pie number 1 because there's no check involved. The second pie requires this constitution check we just did. The drow has failed immediately, and he is out. So he's just like, no more. The first pie, Magnus and Rook, you both succeed, and the halfling puts it away without any issue.
I knew she was the one to watch out for.
Pie number 3.
Oh,
Let's
God.
roll them again.
Oh,
Swear their stomachs are like bags of holding.
Okay. Magnus, you have eaten pie number 3. Rook, you are out.
Oh no,
I'm so full.
Rook, I was really
You got this,
depending on you.
Kobayashi.
All right. The halfling has also succeeded, and it's now between Magnus and the halfling. Check number... pie number 4. So I now have the DC. Let's get to it.
Nope. Come on.
Okay, the halfling and Magnus both fail, so there might be a tie. There is indeed a tie between Magnus and the halfling. Well done. Okay, and Agatha lets out blows the whistle as everybody's out, and a contestant whose check fails is too full to continue eating. And everybody that is now involved must make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Here we go.
All right, Magnus, you save. Yeah, yep, you did fail, so you will have to do that.
Nice.
You both succeed, and you guys are not poisoned for 1 hour.
Love that.
Let's check for the drow and the halfling. The drow has failed, and he is poisoned. The halfling, on the other hand, is... she is also poisoned. So you guys are able to keep your lunch down. And as such, Magnus, you are presented with the Medal of the Meat Pie. It's a tin medal shaped like, you guessed it, a meat pie.
I don't feel good.
When you use an action to press this medal to your mouth, you gain 2d4 plus 2 temporary hit points.
Oh, useful.
Nice.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. Here, I feel like I'm hoarding the medals. Just, who wants this one? I need to sit down.
Maybe we give it.
Good job
That's
there,
why
miss.
we don't eat meat.
Maybe we give it to
Magnus.
Kitty. Maybe she can feel what it feels like to eat a meat pie.
Ooh. You want it? We
Um,
did do this in your honor.
I would hold off on giving that to her for now.
Oh. Well then, should I entrust it to you then?
Sure.
Okay.
Kitty, this is a reward for later down the line.
Nice.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm doing a painter's supply check. That's a 13. I painted a little turtle.
Aw,
On the belly of the turtle?
No, on a piece of paper.
Oh.
cute.
And a lovely picture of the... Did you draw the meat stand on top of the turtle?
Mm-hmm. As best it's like childlike, but it's like the kid that's really good at art. Does that make
Uh-huh.
sense? Like a 5th grader art level that's good at
Yeah.
it.
Oh, gotcha. Somebody who's like, yeah, they're going to go far in the art world.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but this is as high as it's gonna go.
This is the roof. Beautiful.
Well,
very
guys.
good picture.
Well, as you guys step out, stumbling away from the thing with full bellies of meat pies, you guys have completed the pies thing, the riddles and rhymes, and the wet box paddywhack. What is left? The one-shot solution, the Ifalon plunge, the arm wrestling contest, and herding the horizon backs. What would you guys like to go to next?
I just think we would go to the closest one from wherever we're at.
Okay. There are 2 that are probably equidistant. That's the closest one, is the arm wrestling contest.
Okay.
Okay.
Off we go.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's do it.
You guys wander through stalls and that sort of thing, and the contest is, everything is in full swing, of course. On your way, you guys bypass another building. Let's see here. You see a wood and stone complex called the Dynasty Outpost. The complex consists of 2 main structures. You see what appears to be a barracks that houses the guards of the Aurora Watch, and a 2-story stone dodecahedral building that appears to be a residence of some kind. But eventually, you guys wander your way toward, following the signs, towards the arm wrestling contest. You approach a brick building with a sign that reads Beef Slab Butchers. A simple table and 2 chairs have been set up outside. Both chairs are currently occupied by people wearing the armor of the Aurora Watch, their elbows braced upon the table, and their hands locked in an arm wrestling duel. 24 festival goers watch them silently until slam! The occupant of the left chair pushes her opponent's arm to the table, and the crowd erupts in whoops and cheers. What would you guys like to do?
Kitty cheers with the crowd.
Fantastic.
All right. That seems lively. So let's go ahead and take a look around, yes?
Indeed.
Is there an obvious sign-up booth?
There is not an obvious sign-up booth, but I will say that the winner of the last, the winner of that contest you just watched, appears to be an orc gladiator. She is flanked by 2 compatriots, a pair of female drow clad in chitinous splint armor. And you also see what appears to be a quiet male goblin who is sitting off to the side. And he's also he appears to be like the bookie for this whole thing. He doesn't appear to be like involved in the contest so much, but he is at least like taking bets from the crowd.
Oh, we got wagers. All right.
So it appears that the woman who just won the event is the one in charge.
I think Kitty will look to Venn to help her sign up.
Venn will just kind of flag the woman down that seems to be in charge, and she'll say, "Room for a couple more."
You looking to get involved in the competition? Well, I only arm wrestle the best.
Well, I happen to think that my friends are the best that you'll find here tonight.
Well, let's just prove it, shall we?
As she snaps her fingers, and one of the drow that is with her, one of the drow that is with the orc, one of the drow sits down and flexes her arms and places them on the table, and the drow just looks up and says, "Who's willing to challenge me?"
Kitty looks to Venn to give her permission, which I assume she gets in that, right?
Mm-hmm. Venn will just kind of step aside and say, after you, Venn. After you, Kitty.
And Kitty will take the seat.
What is this? Some sort of stone golem that's shown up here? What are you exactly?
My name's Kitty. I'm a childcare integrated teacher/defender unit.
The drow turns and looks back at the orc, and the orc just sort of shrugs and says,
"Not getting cold feet, are you?"
And the drow just says, "Not at all." And she places her arm on the table once again and grasps hands with Kitty.
Slide
all right.
through that goblin.
You do. You sidle up to the goblin. Okay.
Hey,
Place your bets. Who's it gonna be? Is it gonna be the robot, or is it gonna be the drow? Who's it gonna be?
I'm gonna put 2 gold on that robot.
Sorry, pal. We got a maximum of 5 silver.
5 silver it is.
All right. Who do you think is gonna win?
I think that my money is definitely on Kitty there, the robot.
All right. Got you down.
Okay. At that case, then, the drow and Kitty lock arms, and we are going to have ourselves some athletics checks. The DC is going to be equal to the other contestant's strength modifier.
Okay.
So, Kitty, what is your strength modifier?
My strength modifier is 3.
Okay. Very good.
But beforehand, can I do something?
If you'd like.
Yes.
Okay. Basically, a loud, booming voice goes, "Battle mode!" and basically, sorry, gotta look this up.
Mm-hmm.
All of the lights on Kitty, the lights only, the bow stays pink, but all the lights turn yellow, and it goes, "Battle mode yellow!" And then just at this low res, but kind of fills the room, music starts to play. And basically the idea of this particular battle mode is brand new day generic rock ballad is how I don't know what that sounds like to anybody, but that's what you hear. And that's it, because we're not going to do the sub effect.
Out of curiosity, what's the sub effect?
This is the one that shoots light out.
Oh, the laser
Nice.
ones? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This sounds like a rage. This is
Yeah.
mechanically your rage, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Gotcha. All right, fantastic. All right, well, in that case then, Kitty, give me an athletics check, please. All right. So, as the contest begins, both of you have succeeded, which means it is a stalemate at the moment as the flexing continues on, as the crowd roars in delight. Let's have athletics check number 2. Ooh. All right. So, with that, Kitty, you are able to slam the Drow's arm down to the ground, and you have won.
Yes. Good job, Kitty.
Basically, I'd like to basically really hurt this person as it slams down, and then I get off and I say, "I'm so sorry," and I try to shake her hand.
She's like, ah, and she just kind of looks at you, and she's like, and then turns to the orc and says, "Meryl, you sure you want to do this? This one's strong." And then Meryl says, "Get out of the way," and shoves the drow aside. Meanwhile, Magnus, you have made 9 silver as the house pockets 1 silver.
I see. Well, I dig it.
But the orc sits down in front of Kitty, and she is a bit more imposing than the drow, and certainly much stronger. And she says, defeat me and you'll be the champion for this year.
Cool.
Ready. And she puts her arm on the table.
Another
I
5
need
on
it.
Kitty.
You put another 5 silver down on Kitty, and the goblin whose name is Vars is like, all right, sounds good. I'm gonna bet against you.
All right.
Nobody ain't never beaten Meryl.
Anybody today? Got a lot of faith in her.
The orc looks at Kitty and says, you ready to lose, machine?
Kitty's intimidated, but it doesn't really matter in terms of performance.
All right.
It's more
You
a
got this,
personality thing.
Absolutely. Let's get into it. It's athletics check time. Here we go. Okay, was that with advantage for the rage?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So you've succeeded, and Meryl fails. Meryl has lost immediately. So, so Kitty, describe how you defeat the champion arm wrestler.
I think we just meet, and I think Kitty as a person is super nice. I think there is something in the battle mode of her that will not submit. And so in her subconscious of robot subconsciousness, she just gets even it would be if she had muscles, they'd be rippling, and she just slams down and bends the wrist back painfully, maybe causing a point of damage, and then goes, "I'm so sorry."
No, it's all right. It's all right. All right. So Meryl, cradling her arm, she lifts up using her other arm. She lifts up and she's, "We've got a new champion!" And the crowd just goes batshit, losing their mind. Everyone's very happy. And the little goblin once again pays Magnus, who's and Magnus another 9 silver to you. And Vars still pockets 1. And Vars approaches Kitty and says, all right, you win. Here's your medal. No, actually, I got my voices crossed. Here's your medal. Sorry. But anyway, he hands you the Medal of Muscle, which is made of ebony and shaped like a flexing arm. Kitty, if you stare at it long enough, the muscles appear to bulge.
Ooh.
I basically go, "Thank you very much," and then I run over to Venn and I show it like a child, proud of what they've done.
She gets equally hype over the medal, and she's like, "Oh my gosh, it's so shiny."
Too bad it's not pink.
Yeah, but it does have a cool effect in the light.
And then, as she stops using the bonus action to do the rage, you hear the end of battle music for a Final Fantasy gameplay as the rage settles down and she turns back to pink.
Nice.
Nah.
So anyway, the crowd cheers and roars and claps Kitty on the back several times as you guys wander away, completing that challenge and earning another medal. Where to next? 3 challenges left.
We've got a swim, a herd, and a maze.
That's right.
Hurdle herding is closest.
All right.
Off to the turtle herding. You guys wander your way south over to the horizon backs. So, festival goers are clustered around a paddock of full of young horizon-back tortoises that are shuffling around inside the enclosure. The 15-foot-tall tortoises are being tended by young herders who are fitting them with makeshift bridles. These individuals are overseen by a tall, attractive orc who makes sure the bridles are attached correctly. The orc waves at you and says, have you come to join the horizon-back migration? There's a tortoise for each of you, and a medal to be won if you make it to the end in one piece. Last year we had to rebuild 3 houses after the festival.
Sounds
Yes.
It'll be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Do we get to ride the turtles?
That's right, you do.
This is my favorite day ever.
That's what I'm talking about, kitty.
What were you talking about?
Well, I mean, cool turtles, right? It's very nice to see them.
Yes, indeed. Attached to the front edge of each tortoise's shell is a makeshift seat big enough for one rider. And there are as many tortoises as there are as people who want to participate. So, who would like to be part of this challenge?
Rook's in.
I gotta
I'm in.
ride a giant turtle. I'm so in.
Kitty's in.
Yeah.
All right, so the entire party is in. All right. So the orc, whose name is Adon, he says that this entire event is about transferring the young tortoises from the paddock to the open fields on the west side of the jungle, where the tortoises will be trained to become mounts and mobile buildings for the tribes of Jigow. You probably, if you were over at the pie eating contest, you'd probably see what it's all about.
This is gonna be fun.
So, Adon helps anybody who needs to climb aboard their respective turtle. And with that, once everyone's seated, Adon climbs onto the back of the larger tortoise outside of the paddock. And with a yell and a hand signal, Adon begins to lead the group of tortoises out of the paddock. So, to successfully maneuver a tortoise to the destination, it is time for some animal handling checks.
Oh
Hell yeah.
boy, here we go.
Yay!
For
We're
some
gonna
reason,
wreck
I'm
some
proficient
houses.
in this.
Farmer
Yep.
man.
All right, so let's see here. Okay, so we have 4 animal handling checks. Rook, you succeed. Magnus, you succeed. Venn, you succeed. And Kitty, you do not.
Oh, no.
All right. On a failed check, the tortoise tries to buck the character from its back. Kitty, dexterity saving throw, please.
This I get advantage for because of danger sense.
Sounds good.
Nice.
22.
Oh,
You
didn't
succeed, and you may attempt to maneuver the tortoise again.
The animal handling?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, not advantage, but 15.
Okay, that is a success, as Kitty is able to keep the tortoise moving. All right, you guys move through the city on tortoise back, heading towards the west end of the city. Is that what it said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Through the jungle.
Okay, so I see. It's there's a literal
There's a path.
track. Okay. So you guys get right about there when it's time for the next check. Let's have an animal handling check with a DC increased by 1.
Come on, Michelangelo.
8. Okay. Magnus
got this,
succeeds.
Donnie.
Rook succeeds. Kitty does not. And Venn succeeds. Kitty, another dexterity saving throw, please. Okay, you succeed, and you can attempt your animal handling check one more time. And that is sufficient. You guys have succeeded in that one as well. Okay. Let's see here.
I think it's for what's happening is the thing's trying to buck me off, but I'm very heavy.
Just hanging on.
So it's like tries to lift its front feet forward and just like slams back down. So it's less about dex, just the fact that I'm just a big girl.
Fantastic. All right, check number 3, and the DC is increased by 1 again. Animal handling checks. Success, success, success.
It's learned its lesson.
And a failure from Venn this time. So Venn, a dexterity saving throw, please.
All right.
That is a failure. You are thrown from your tortoise and suffer 3 bludgeoning damage.
All right.
Now, you may attempt to remount your tortoise. This time it is an acrobatics check. Fail this, and you have failed the challenge.
All right.
And you have unfortunately failed the challenge. Venn is out. All right.
This totally has to be happening behind me, otherwise I would stop.
That check fails, and the belligerent tortoise attempts to bite Venn.
Oh.
Whoa.
Venn with Tracy.
Where is it on
On
this
the
new
right.
sheet?
Top right.
Oh, 12.
Okay. I have succeeded with a 20. You suffer 5 piercing damage, and the tortoise simply wanders its way back to the pad, and you have unfortunately failed the challenge.
I kind of like had that moment of us being level 1 characters and thinking this was a major problem.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
All right. As the tortoise makes its way back to the thing and Venn is left in the dirt, the rest of you are able to successfully steer your tortoises to the correct paddock over here in the corner. And with that, everyone who succeeded, and I get there's multiples this time. Rook, Magnus, and Kitty, you guys received the Medal of the Horizon back. Each one appears to be... no 2 medals awarded from this contest look the same. Each one appears to be made from some different part of a tortoise, a piece of shell, a claw, or a tooth. And Adon assures the characters that these medals were made from tortoises that died naturally.
Certainly hope so. Jeez. I mean, I like meat and all, but...
This is a good one. When you get hit by an attack, you can use your reaction to increase your AC by 5.
Oh, it's a shield.
Oh,
free
it's shield.
Mm-hmm.
That is beautiful. A reaction.
Party has 3 of those. All right.
Quick question. I know Rook wanted to do the arm wrestling contest. Is there only 1 medal to be won there?
Oh, it's
I
fine.
think so, yeah.
I just wanted us to win as
Okay.
a group.
Oh, sure.
Kitty's probably
For
better at
sure.
it than I am anyway.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well,
Probably,
yeah.
Luke.
Probably.
Whoa. Weird flex, bro. Okay.
the next closest challenge is over at the maze. So would you guys like to head there?
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes.
As you arrive at the maze, you guys see near the entrance to the festival grounds, a maze has been constructed out of 4-foot-tall walls of wooden planks lashed together with ropes and propped up between sandbags. Banners are hung over the openings to the maze, signifying the entrance and the exit. The passageways of the maze are 5 feet wide. Off to the side, a tan-feathered Aarakocra sits on a chair 30 feet above the ground, giving him a vantage point where he can see the whole area. A small crowd is cheering on and heckling the people inside. But near the entrance, an ogre in leather armor is encouraging a reluctant goblin in a breastplate to give the maze a try. The ogre is 12 foot tall, give me a perception roll, everybody.
12.
Yeah, she's massive. Venn, you succeed on the check, but what you see is you notice that despite the fact that this is an ogre, the bright blue eyes like belie this betrays this like keen intelligence and a deep like sort of like understanding of her surroundings. It's not like any ogre you've really seen before.
Okay.
The ogre just sort of like is like prodding on this smaller and, shall I say, meeker sort of goblin creature. All right. Rook, you take notice of this goblin as he is wearing his breastplate, but also more curiously, he's wearing a holy symbol upon his chest there that you can see in the handout. He appears to be a member of the faith of the Luxon.
Mm.
Okay.
But as you guys approach, the ogre is like trying to talk to the goblin, and she's like,
I can't go in there, Dermot. You have to be the one to do it for me. I'm too big.
and the goblin replies,
I don't know, Maggie. I don't know. I mean, even with your instructions, I mean, I'll likely just come to a dead end. I mean, I don't think this is going to work at all.
Oh, come on, Dermot. Give it a try. It's okay.
"What would you guys like to do?"
Well,
Kitty will just walk up and stare at Maggie, like awkwardly.
I will go with her.
So Maggie looks at Kitty, and she says,
Can I help you?
You are the coolest person I've ever seen.
This takes Maggie aback. She's like,
What?
Well, I mean, look.
You're so tall.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess I am pretty tall at that. You're,
I'm normally the tallest person, but you're so much taller than me.
Yep, that's me, all right. Dermot, help me out here.
Dermot says,
Hello, hi. Sorry,
Hey.
hello. Come to try the maze? Don't mind me. Don't mind my friend here. She's honestly, she's not used to getting compliments. I don't think.
That seems odd.
Oh.
Well, are you going to do the maze for her?
Maggie looks at you again, Venn, and Venn, do you have a musical instrument on your person?
Let me. I'm proficient in them. Let me see if I actually have any in my inventory.
Sure.
I have a flute.
Okay. Is it
Yep.
prominent?
I have a flute. Yeah, she would have it on the opposite hip of her Taroka deck.
Okay. Maggie looks over at Venn and goes,
Hey, you any good with that?
Oh, well,
He's the best.
I sure would love to hear some music if you'd like to play. I've been writing some poetry, and I think I might be able to put it to some music if I find the right kind of tune.
You're a poet.
Oh, yeah. A lot of people don't think that, that ogres will write poetry, but every now and again I just like hearing something with some profound lyrics. But everybody kinda judges me. Can't say as I like it too much sometimes. That's when I saw your friend with the cutest bow coming up to me. I thought she might be trying to make fun of me.
I could never make fun of you.
Oh, well, aren't you just nice?
I try really hard.
Well, you're doing a great job.
Thank you.
I'm sorry, we haven't had the pleasure. As I say, I'm Dermot Werder, and my companion here is Maggie Keeneyes.
Magnus.
It's
And I'll
a
put my hand
pleasure.
up.
everybody shakes hands going around.
Oh, hello there. Faith of the Oh, that's the Raven Queen.
As he looks at Rook.
Tell me, have you been a member of the Faithful long?
A few years now.
Oh, interesting. I'm still learning the whole ways and wonders of the gods themselves. It's rare that I do get to meet some other sorts of individuals that are members of the faith, but yours is quite obscure, I think, isn't
Indeed.
it?
We don't like to talk about ourselves very much.
No, but all the same, it's very curious to find a member of the faith out here in the open like this. I study the Luxon myself, as you may have noticed. And I think it's going quite well. I think I found myself a fine career path.
Yeah?
Oh yes. I thought it was a good thing to do, but my family, of course, I wasn't. I just wasn't the one. My family, like when you're the 12th son of a poor goblin family, the idea is to become a great champion and that sort of thing. But somebody can win bragging contests in local taverns and such. But No, just fame just wasn't for me. I'm just more interested in things like, cooking, planting, and sewing clothes and that sort of thing.
I wouldn't undersell that. That's quite handy abilities right there. Not everybody can do that, you know.
Oh, well, you're quite kind, sir. And my friend Ao Jabe, she's around here somewhere. Her and Galsaria, there's somewhere abouts. I'm not sure.
Galsaria. Yes, I think we had the pleasure earlier.
Oh, have you met a member of our company?
Oh, you're a company.
Oh, yes, Maggie, myself, Galsariad, he's the newest member, and we are led by our friend Ao Jabe, who has been my dearest friend these many, many years. It was her that kind of, when Ao told me of her dream to form an adventuring party, well, I threw myself into studying the face of the Luxon so I could go with her, and maybe, keep her safe.
Oh my.
What a good friend.
Oh, well, thank you.
I'm gonna try to insight that and see if it's more than a friend situation.
Sure. Go ahead. Okay, with an insight of 17, you don't get the impression that he's in love with Ao. He is just fiercely protective.
Gotcha. Like maybe old friends or something?
I'll also say with that insight check that Dermot is not exactly sure of himself, it seems, at points. You get an impression like of a deep, self-hatred in his person.
Well, I think that is very honorable for what you did.
Oh, well, we haven't really gotten to it yet. I mean, we're just starting out. Yeah, I mean, are you...
And then Maggie cuts in and says, are you guys an adventuring party too? Are you in the business, in the trade?
Well,
You could call us that.
yeah, sort of.
What amazing things have you done? Any sort of, anything that might make a nice poem?
I rode on a big turtle.
Oh, were you in the Horizon Back challenge? That's, I wanted to go be part of that, but I need to make Dermot go through this maze first. And Dermot's like,
well, I don't know.
So,
I'll go with you, Dermot.
yeah, I'll go too.
Oh, I think it might be against the rules. My new friend Kitty, was it? Unfortunately, I think one person has to go in at a time. Sorry to say. But what I understand, you're able to try as many times as you like. It's just that Maggie can't go herself, on account of her size.
Yeah, that's prejudiced if you ask me.
Tell me, Maggie, with your size, are you able to see the maze?
Well, not really. I mean, I can try and really have a look, but I know studying the maze from the outside, that might be something. But, let me give it a try. I didn't really think of that. I'm gonna make a roll for Maggie. Let's see. She tries and looks it over, and she's trying to piece it together, and she says, well, let's see here. I'm telling you that I know the solution to the maze. To tell you the truth, I already know it. I'm trying to give Dermot instructions to go through, and we really do want those, medals, of course. Oh, you guys got some medals yourself, actually.
Oh, you've done quite well for yourselves. That's nice.
Yeah, we do all right.
I know, and now it's our turn, Dermot. Come on, get in there.
But is it an issue?
I just don't know.
You can do it, Dermot.
Yeah. Is there any rules against bringing items into these areas?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Shopwatch up there.
Okay. Well, I'll go up to Shopwatch.
Sharpwatch looks down at you and goes and clicks his beak a couple times. Goes, yes.
Is there any issue with bringing any sort of items into said things, like things to remember?
What kind of items?
Oh, let's see here. I'm gonna go. I think I'll look over. Do I find a rock? I guess just kind of randomly. I'll just pick one up.
All right. Yeah, sure. You pick up a rock, and he's like, "You want to take a rock into the maze?"
Sure. Is that going to be all right?
I guess. I mean, it's a rock.
All right. Go ahead and grab the rock and head over. He says it's okay to bring a rock.
Dermot looks at you and goes,
Why would you want to bring a rock?
Well, funny thing is, I'm going to use magical tinkering,
Uh-huh.
and I can put a recording on there on the rock. Let's see how long I can do that for.
6 seconds.
6 seconds to keep the recording. Ish. What is it? Hold on. Under a message episode is. Oh, the 6 seconds long is the message that can be on there. How long does it last?
The chosen property lasts indefinitely.
Okay, that'll do. Do you think you can condense this thing he needs to remember in 6 seconds?
Maybe. I could try. Sure.
All right, well, let's give it a shot, yeah?
Okay, Dermot, what do you think?
Oh, it feels like cheating, doesn't it?
Oh, come on, he said he could take the objects in.
True, we got the green light.
I'm not so sure. I mean,
He looks over at Rook at that point, and he goes,
what do you think?
What's the worst that can happen? You hit the wrong turn, you come out of the maze. You'll be fine. Get in there.
okay, I would like a persuasion roll from the people who are trying to convince Dermot to go in.
Oh boy. Gonna look at Rook on that one.
Oof, not great.
Oh no.
Oh,
I'm gonna try. Oh boy, here's hoping for high numbers, babies. Here we go. Ooh, all right, not bad.
Okay, 14. Venn, do you want to give it a try? Or do you care if Dermot goes in?
Yeah, she'll want him to go in. She'll say, "Come on, I can tell that your friend is intelligent. You should trust her." And then I'll make the roll.
Okay, that's actually going to have advantage.
Oh, okay. Well, let me
Nice.
roll again then, because
Good show.
oh goodness. Okay. There we go. For a second, it wasn't letting me hit persuasion. 15.
Dermot finally says,
oh, all right.
and he snatches the rock out of the hand. He goes,
All right, Maggie, do your thing.
and Maggie tells him the instructions as quickly as she can about the maze, and Dermot's like,
Okay, here I go.
Well, let's see if it
And,
works first. Oh man.
Good luck.
Oh, good luck.
Dermot pays his 3 silver and has to make a survival check, but he gets advantage on this check, thanks to the devices. And with a 22, Dermot makes his way through the maze without landing in any particularly bad spots. And he makes it out.
Damn it! These new friends, they helped us.
Oh, I like that. Thanks, guys.
That's
Real
no
nice
problem.
of you.
That's not a problem at all.
Oh, thank you so much. Well done.
And Sharpwatch flies down from his perch and hands a medal of the maze made of smooth driftwood hung on a piece of rough twine, and a labyrinthine pattern has been carved into the front of the medal. With that, Dermot and Maggie, they are very happy, and says,
Well, this is, we need to get going, but do me a favor. If you find Ao, will you do me a favor and you tell her that Dermot's wondering what the plan is after the closing ceremony? She has dark hair and blue skin. I said she was going to compete in a contest by the river, I think. I think I saw Gelsariad heading that way, too.
The one with the spear?
Yes, that's the one.
All right. Well, shall we try the maze, everybody?
Yes.
Yes, I would love to give it a shot.
with that, Maggie and Dermot leave the maze behind and head back north.
I'll
away
take
from
that
the
rock, though.
Oh, yes, it's your rock. Here you are.
Fantastic. Thank you.
All right. Sharpwatch collects 3 silver from everybody who would like to participate.
I will do it.
Party.
I think we're all in then.
Hey, the entire party is going into the maze. All right, let me check.
You
those.
said survival, right?
I did.
Can I hand
I
this rock off to everybody that's going through the maze one at a time?
Well, the maze can only be attempted one at a time,
Right.
so you guys have to work that out.
So we pass the rock back.
That's what I
and
mean.
forth.
Like when they get done with the maze, however it turns out.
That's fine. That's fine by me. So
He
okay,
said we could take the rock.
he did. He did. I am gonna give Sharpwatch a check, though, is what I'm going to do.
That's fine.
So let's see here. Okay, Sharpwatch doesn't seem to know what's going on. He thinks you just have a rock.
Lovely.
All right, who's going through the maze first?
I'll go first.
Whoever
I'm going rockless.
All right. Oh no.
I'm going rockless.
Rockless. I tried to give it to him, but he's no. He's already
Okay,
gone.
I need a survival check from you, Rook.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nice.
With a survival check of 19, Rook, you make it through in one
Hell yeah.
shot, and you receive the medal of the maze from the Aarakocra. Next,
Right.
I'll do it.
Go get it,
Go ahead.
Kitty. Here.
I'll
Here's
go
the
with
rock.
I'll go with the rock.
Kitty, you have advantage on your survival check, and with a 15, you also succeed, making it through the maze in one shot.
Well done.
And you will also receive a medal of the maze. Next,
Go
I'll
ahead,
go.
Ben.
Can I do guidance as well?
sure.
Okay. Here's the guidance roll. And I'm taking the rock.
Of course.
Yeah.
You have advantage on your survival check with a +4. All right, Venn, you succeed in one shot and receive a medal of the maze. Magnus, you're the last one.
All right. I got this. Everybody else was able to do it.
Take your rock.
Advantage on your check. Roof.
Well, this is not right.
Oh no.
Okay, on a failed check, Magnus, you end up getting lost in one of the maze's dead ends, but Sharpwatch has his head turned, so give me a stealth roll, please.
All right. Stealth I can do. Yeah. Not so much. Maybe?
All right. Sharpwatch sees you end up in the dead end, and he plucks you out of the maze, swoops down, plucks you out of the maze, and deposits you back at the start, and says, you can try this as many times as you want, just gotta keep paying the silver.
I will succeed.
Gonna pay it again?
Yeah, it was 3 silver, right?
Another 3 silver to try again.
All right. Here we go.
Good luck.
Let's go.
Survival check, please. Advantage for your rock. With a 21, you navigate the maze successfully on that try. And you each
Yay.
receive the medal of the maze. That one's got a
Hell
picture.
yeah. Looks cool.
Ooh.
All right. Well, we got medals from every single one except for one, and that is the river race. Okay. Off to the river?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So over to the river you go. As we have Ao and Galsariad returning back to the thing.
Yes.
Okay. Now, real quick, there is a 5th member of the Rivals thing, but as we only have 4 players right now, one of them had to be cut. So, unfortunately, we probably won't get to meet that rival unless we end up getting a 5th player. So, incidentally. Yeah, this thing's intended for 5. So, anyway, right. Several people are gathered on the piers, arguing amongst themselves and venting their ire at a spry goblin who responds to their anger with an amused expression. Suddenly, a brash voice cuts through the chatter.
Ayo.
Heyo.
Heyo.
And her voice cuts through the chatter, and as a blue-skinned woman pushes her way through the crowd and stands protectively in front of the goblin, yelling, "She's not gonna say it again! If you're here with a team, only one member of your team can participate in the challenge. The rules are clear, and if you can't handle it, get off the pier!" And after a couple of seconds, small groups of people begin to quietly murmur amongst themselves. And with that, the water genasi, who this is, she turns to a familiar sight, Galsariad, an elegant drow in wizard's robes.
Kitty wave to Galsariad.
I'll start walking up. Well, this it isn't Garzarian. How are you doing today?
Gal, the drow looks up, kind of surprised a little bit, and says, "Ah, Magnus, good to see you. I didn't expect to see you at this end of the competition."
Well, I'm very surprising. As what is this? What is this game?
AO, or IO, or I'm not sure. What do you guys want me to say? AO, IO?
Heyo.
AO.
Ayo.
So AO steps in, and she's like, she looks in front, she's like, just cuts in front of Magnus and Galsari, and she says,
Oh,
"Hey, look, hey, buddy, I'm not trying to be rude or anything, but I'm trying to have a little conference here with my my associate here. Do you mind?"
I feel like you're doing a good job of that. Well, that's fine. I just was asking what this game was about.
Oh, you don't know?
No, I mean, I know there's something to do with a spear, I think.
And AO goes, "Ugh. All right, look, the goal of this is to swim upstream through the rushing waters of the Ifilon to reach that rusted spear sticking out of a wooden post and then bring the spear back to the dock. And only one of us, and only one person in your group gets to participate," as she looks at your collected group.
So I feel like you've had this conversation more than once. All right, well, I
Yeah,
mean,
everybody keeps complaining that apparently they're just going to just do whatever they want. They're just allowed to just, just push that little goblin around. I hate that sort of thing.
Oh, well, that's certainly a way to hedge bets. Anyways,
Calm yourself, AO. Focus on the race at hand.
I see.
And also, go ahead.
You're AO. I heard that right?
Yeah, that's me. Who are you?
My name is Venn, and I have a message from Dermot.
Oh, you met Dermot. Okay, what's the
I did.
message?
He wants to know what your plans are after the grand challenge or what's ever happening tonight.
Oh, the grand event. Well, we're gonna win, obviously.
Yes, but I think that he meant after that what you guys would be doing. I recommend that you meet up with him, but I'm just the messenger. Don't shoot me.
I wasn't gonna shoot anybody. I'm just trying to stretch so I can get ready for this thing. Is one of you gonna participate in this thing too, or is it just or am I just gonna win it all automatically?
I'd imagine we're here, right? We're doing all of
Yeah.
them.
Kitty, are you a good swimmer?
I've never tried it before.
No. I mean,
Well, over the table, I have great athletics.
okay. I suppose you could rage too.
Or running underwater?
Right.
You guys see Gilsariad lean into Ao, and Ao just kind of brusquely says, "No!" And I need a perception check on that one. Venn and Magnus, you guys hear Gilsariad had just offered Ao to cast Longstrider upon her, but she turned it down. She wants to win on her own.
Oh, I see. Well,
The goblin running the contest is going around collecting money from the entrance as Ao puts in 5 silver, and then the goblin walks up to you and says,
Only one contestant. So who's it going to be out of this group?
I'll do it.
all right.
Because no one has a swim speed, right?
I don't think anybody has a swim
Not this
speed.
campaign.
I've got water breathing, but that's
Literally.
it.
Last campaign, it was like everybody.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it was a real problem.
All right. Then in that case, Kitty, 5 silver, please.
Once she gets ready to go, I will give her a guidance.
Okay. Let's see here.
Did you read the new guidance rules, Katie?
I read the spell description here.
Oh,
I put it out.
got to choose one, right? Athletics.
Yeah.
It says the target can add one to ability check of its choice.
Oh, okay.
That might be the old guidance. I'm not sure.
I don't know. I'm just using what's here on my sheet. What's the new one say?
Basically, it's a 1d4. You pick a skill, but it's concentration for you
Okay. I
for like
will
a minute,
still-
which works great.
Yeah.
So
I will
Yeah.
still do that.
Kitty, you're doing the event with guidance from Venn. Sounds like, right?
Yep.
I think as a Warforged, you don't breathe at all, do you?
Nope.
You're good.
Did I get my 5 silver?
Yep.
Great. All right. So, one person gets to participate in the challenge, and other than Kitty and Ao, the other contestants are a lanky male orc scout, a broad-shouldered female human thug, and a surly male goblin. On Omo's mark, the contestants will plunge into the water and begin swimming, meaning they will roll initiative.
Oh, I have something for this. Figured out this new. I'm gonna give Kitty the Twilight thing. There we go. Vigilant Blessing. So you get initiative. Or advantage on initiative. Wow. What was it?
On
Can you
creation,
hand out
turns to the
bardics,
next
too?
initiative advantage of the next initiative roll. Okay.
Yeah, I can. I can give a bardic. I'm assuming that I can stack that with guidance.
So I roll with the advantage on initiative, correct?
Yes.
I think I'll like to kind of scooch over to Gusariad and, would you like to make this interesting?
I think I've lost enough gold for one day, thank you.
Also, I handed my oversized backpack to Rook.
All right. So, let's get this contest started. We're going to run a little bit over time, by the way, for this. So, as Omo begins the mark, you guys jump plunging into the water. And let's get this party started with Kitty. The distance from the pier to the spear is 75 feet, and it takes an action to wrench the spear free. So, your turn.
I will swim as fast as I can.
Sounds like the dash action to me. Your speed, please.
It's 30.
Okay, so you're moving 60, and I need an athletics check, please.
You have bardic and guidance.
I'm sorry.
Okay.
I struggling with the new system for advantage and disadvantages, obviously. So just
it's
That's okay.
It's a little weird, but we're learning
Oh,
it.
I thought you raged.
no.
Okay.
10.
10.
I will use the bardic for that.
Okay, that was guidance because I think it automatically goes off on the next athletics check, right?
It
'Cause that's
stays.
the-
It goes
think
off
so, yeah.
on. Yeah.
It stays forever.
Oh,
It's for the
nice.
next minute.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's for
That's why it's
all
concentration
athletics?
Yeah, it's basically to curb the whole spamming of guidance thing. It's
Gotcha,
really
okay.
annoying. So it just
Okay.
stays like
Okay.
that for a while.
And then bardic, which is a 1d6 at this level. That's a
16.
6 for me, so 16 for his athletics check.
Okay, on the 16, you do not gain a level of exhaustion, nor are you pushed 15
Nice.
feet downstream. So that's 60 for Kitty. We'll go to the human next, who was the thug. They are also going to attempt the dash action. And let's see here, making an athletics check for the thug. And they have failed, and they are pushed 15 feet downstream. So 60 minus 15 is what?
45.
45.
45. So for the human. Over to the orc scout, who attempts the same thing. And the orc scout fails, putting him at 45. Over to Ao, who attempts to do this, and she rolls a. Nope, that's not the right score. So Ao has also failed, and she gets pushed downstream 45 feet. And finally, the little goblin. The goblin tries it with his strength check, which isn't going to be great. And the goblin also screws up, being at 45. Okay, round 2. Kitty, back to you.
So I moved 60.
Yeah, you've moved 60. You have the spear is at 75, and it takes an action to wrench the spear free.
Okay, then I move my 25 and take my action to get the spear free.
Okay, so you do that, and Kitty has the
So you
spear.
only have to go 15.
Okay, so 15 there, and then 15 back the other direction, right? Okay.
It was
Yeah, you were at
75,
60.
right?
Yeah, it's 75.
Oh, yeah.
You were at 60.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 15.
So then 15 back the other
Yeah.
direction. Okay.
Back where you started.
Okay, great. All right. So when that happens, let's see here. Is anybody at 60 at this point? Okay, no, they're not. After the spear is pulled from the rotten post, something happens. As you guys are watching from the pier, you suddenly see two dark shapes moving underneath the water. A pair of reef sharks begin pursuing the swimmers. I need everyone's passive perception, please.
13.
15.
If you got a 13 or greater, you see the reef sharks.
Oh, what are those? So when I see them, do I realize that this is probably not part of the
It is
game?
definitely not part of the game.
Okay, I would like to roll initiative as well.
Sure, jump on in.
Can I also get in?
Yep, you sure can. Everybody who wants to, you may roll initiative. And I need to have that.
Where? I'm sorry, this is stupid. Where's passive
It's
perception
on
on
the
these sheets?
right.
On the right-hand side, about midway below conditions.
Yours is 12.
Oh, senses. Okay, I
It took
see.
me a
I've
while to
also
find that.
shouted about this.
Yeah, everyone sort of takes up the shouting of the shark situation. So, Kitty, what is your dexterity modifier, please?
+2.
+2. Okay, you've beaten the shark. So, because shark number 2 has matched your initiative. All right. So, as the reef sharks join the initiative, and let's see here, Rook, you're in as well. I probably need the things at this reef shark. Okay, cool. I'm just gonna ignore the other NPCs at this point because I think it's too much to track for me at this stage.
Sure.
So
They're all
I've got
freaking out
that.
like Jaws.
Rook, it looks like you've got the lead on this one. So, Rook, what would you like to do?
I'm gonna hold a sacred flame for if one of the sharks comes within 60 feet.
Okay, holding a sacred flame. All right, and holding an action. Okay. One of the reef sharks goes next. It doesn't tell me exactly where to place the reef sharks is the problem. Emerge from the depths of the
Clear
river.
to the mine.
Yeah, I guess I kind of have to. So I think I'm just going to select one of the other creatures. They attack participants indiscriminately. Okay. So that reef shark is going to attack. This music's kind of weird for a fight, but that's okay.
It's fine.
It attacks attacks the goblin, and it does miss, but the goblin is like trying to swim away at that point. And Kitty, your turn.
I swim back to the finish line.
Okay.
I don't think I would notice this because like she has singular focus.
All right. As you were swimming back and you push yourself beyond the 30 feet, give me an athletics check, please. With a 16, you make it all the way back to the dock, and you have the spear in your hand. And Kitty, you have won the challenge.
I stand up and I spin the like the sharks are behind me because I haven't noticed them, and I spin the spear over my head like a baton.
All right. So that takes us then to Ao, I think. Nope. One of the sharks. Who's next? Magnus. Your turn.
Yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just pull out the battle caster, and he's just gonna pull the arcane firearm out, and then he'll summon the eldritch cannon as well.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just kind of climb up on his fucking shoulder, and then he'll just start to go in at these guys.
Sure.
So it's just a little clockwork little guy that's got like 4 legs on him, but he just kind of clamps down, kind of hurts, a little bit like a cat would if they were ever on a shoulder.
Mm-hmm. And what's that little guy gonna do?
So Eldritch Cannon has 120 feet, so that should hit these guys
very easily.
10.
Okay, 10 I believe is a miss on the reef shark.
All right. Then I'll pull up the arcane firearm, and then I'll fire off a fire shot.
Okay, sounds good to me. Make your attack.
Which I think they get some resistance with the water.
Yeah, they absolutely would. 21 though is a hit on the reef shark. Roll damage.
Not much.
Okay, so 1 damage to the reef shark. Okay. All right, back to you, Magnus.
I'll just shout out like, "Watch out for them! Jesus!"
All right. Anything else, Magnus?
That's all I got.
Venn, your turn.
I think that I'm just gonna do Ray of Frost
Okay.
on one of the reef sharks.
Sure.
I guess whichever one Magnus didn't hit.
Okay. With a
14.
Yep, with a 14, the Ray of Frost strikes the reef shark. Roll damage.
Takes 5 cold, and its speed is reduced by 10.
I think that's enough to drive the shark off, as it decides it's had enough of getting shot at. And I think the other one's going to do the same thing too. They're now under attack, and they're just going to run away. But Rook, they do swim into your range of your held spells. So you can go ahead and take that shot too.
If they're leaving, I'll leave them alone.
Okay, fair enough. And with that case, then the combat comes to an end, and the sharks are gone. As the rest of the swimmers get pulled from the river, and Ao finally makes her way up, everybody is already surrounding Kitty and celebrating. As Omo the goblin awards Kitty the Medal of the Conch, or Conch. I'm not sure. I've never been sure how to say that word. But anyway,
I think it's both. I don't know.
Yeah, I think it could be done both ways.
yeah, I'm gonna go with Conch. Sounds correct. But anyway, the Medal of the Conch is obviously in the shape of a conch shell, and that is its statistics.
Nice.
Yay.
Swimming speed. Nice.
Nice little onesie
Mhm.
kind of thing. But at any rate, once the battle and the swimming match is over, and everybody is sort of cheering around Kitty and saying congratulations, Ao wanders over, and she says, let's see, she kind of claps Kitty on the back and says, I've never seen anyone give their all like that before, except for myself, I mean.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Is it skin or fur?
For her, it's skin.
Okay. I love your skin color.
Oh, well, thank you. I like your bow. It's a little wet now, but
Thank you. It's wet?
yeah, I mean, you were just in the river.
No, it's okay, Kitty. I'll prestidigitation and dry off the bow.
All right, it just pops back into place. Well, man, you guys put up a good competition, didn't they, Galsariad? And Galsariad just says, "Yes, this has been an interesting day of meetings indeed." And Ao goes on and says, "Hey, you guys aren't an adventuring party by any chance, are you?"
I mean, sorta. Yeah, I'd say maybe. Yeah, okay. Friends.
Well, hey, we are too. And if you met Dermot, you already met the other half of the party. But myself, Galsariad, Dermot, Maggie, we're all an adventuring party as well. And I'd like to introduce everybody to each other. Once after the festival's closing ceremony, if you guys are interested.
But are you thinking about drinks or something?
Yeah, I mean that seems fair. I mean, you guys won fair and square. You didn't use any magic or anything, right?
Of course.
Galsaria just sort of looks.
Then
Galsaria just looks at those who absolutely did with a sort of sly, but he does it with a sort of sly wink.
Yeah. I'll give him the same wink and then rip him.
Game recognized game.
Venn is tucking her deck of cards into its pouch as she asks that. And she's like, no magic.
And Ao says, "Well, we got to get going. I got to get a towel, and I got to meet up with my party. But hey, it's real nice meeting you guys." And she, everyone passes names around, obviously, and she's like, and she looks at Kitty and says, "That was a good match." And just gives Kitty a handshake on her way out, and then that's the last you see of them for a little while.
All right.
Well, I like 3/4 of them.
He's so cool.
Sorry, it's all right. He's just, prickly.
All right. And when that is all done, you guys, hear that you see the sun beginning to set, and the sound of rhythmic drumming echoes through the jumble, summoning the participants over to the paddock area where you guys did the Razorback business, which has been cleared of Horizon-back tortoises. And this is the last thing that happens as everybody is assembled. An elderly orc stands atop a platform of crates and smiles at the crowd. The same Elder Ushru, you are told this is. And he smiles at the crowd.
Mighty warriors, brilliant strategists, you have impressed us with your feats of strength, your incisive wit, and your sturdy bellies. Ha ha!
He booms proudly.
But the main event, as you know, is yet to come. Only 2 teams will be chosen to participate in the final challenge. A race through the Emerald Grotto, in the depths of which the greatest prize awaits. Elder Kolbu Kaz and I have chosen 2 teams from among the festival's most successful contestants, and both teams will engage through a race through the submerged grotto to receive a jeweled icon that has symbolized the competitive spirit of Jigow for generations. The Emerald Eye.
Big cheer goes up.
The winners of the race receive 100 gold pieces and will be hailed as the city's champions of merit for the next year.
I whisper to Venn, I hope we get chosen.
Me too.
Magnus, Rook, thoughts?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
I certainly hope so. I mean, we did all that work. I think we got all the medals, didn't we?
I believe we did, Magnus.
I have this many, and I hold up 4 fingers.
And the elders finally, can speak to one another, and apparently they eventually decide on 2 teams.
The teams we have chosen, the first team is led by Ao Jabe.
And points over to the individuals there as Ao raises her hands in victory. Dermot looks concerned. Maggie folds her arms and kind of preens a little bit, and Galsaria just simply strokes his long white hair. And
the other team is led by Venn,
and points to the other team, which is you guys. As a cheer goes up from the crowd as you guys respond in various ways.
I shove Venn forward with thumbs up. You got this.
Venn just looks around and says, "Well, I don't really lead
No
them.
one's listening. Everyone's cheering
Oh,
over.
don't be modest. Go ahead.
And
she sighs.
I pick Venn up and put her on my shoulder.
This makes her smile.
Ao's adventuring company comes over to you guys, and they look you 4 up and down, and says, and she says, looks at Venn and says, she puts out her hand and says, "May the best team win, Venn."
I set Venn down.
Venn will shake her hand, and she'll just say, in a friendly manner, she'll say, "Oh, don't worry, we will," and she'll give a friendly wink.
Ao elbows you in the chest as hard as she can, but in playful sort of way. Let's get to it.
Cracks her sternum.
As hard as she can.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, just kills her. Just kills her. Just enough bludgeoning damage to kill her.
Damn. Holy shit.
She pulled a kitty.
Just rips her heart out playfully like Kano.
Oh, God.
Ah! Mortal Kombat. All right. But both groups are invited to follow the elders to the Emerald Grotto to compete in the grand finale. But we will deal with that grand finale next time.